you're leaving a lot of value on the table on other respects. So what you're doing right is you are aggregating content and kind of reposting content that is already out there and that exists, and you're
Mhm.
kind of curating it so that it has like a point of view, so to speak.
Right.
Um, but what you're doing wrong is that
Mhm.
you are not leading with any kind of mission, any kind of why, any kind of
Right.
personal experience. And so what you're doing is, and
Mhm.
this is a common thing, like when I first started when people start producing content for business, this funny thing happens where
Mhm.
you keep it real surface level. For some reason, it just makes
Right.
it makes intuitive sense, right? Like, all right, bet I'm talking about, I'm gonna get into taxes. Let me just talk all about taxes.
Taxes. Right.
And so, but really the magic happens when you build the depth underneath that.
Right.
Right. So this has happened to me numerous times over. For instance, with Harlem Capital, um, when my partners came to me at the time, that they said, yo, the mission of Harlem Capital was to opportunistically invest in underrepresented founders and deliver and generate returns for our investors. I was like, oh God, all right,
Right. It's like, what?
scratch that. And we changed it to change the face of entrepreneurship.
Right.
Investing in 1,000 diverse founders over 20 years. It immediately, you can tell it works when people repeat it. And they're like, oh,
Mhm.
yeah. HCP. Oh, yeah. Those are the guys changing the face of entrepreneurs. Those are the guys investing in
And it's
1,000
easy.
diverse founders, right?
Simple.
You
Mhm.
planted a seed for them. And that's your job when you build brand, you have to make
Mhm.
your mission easily transferable from one person to the next.
Right.
Right. And so the more convoluted it is, the less likely it is that anyone will share what you're doing with anyone.
Mhm.
Right. So
Got it.
you have to occupy a place in someone's mind, a very distinct place, so that people, just like when people bring me up, they'll say, oh, yeah, John. Oh, yeah. He was a
Mhm.
doorman and now he's doing X.
Right.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Right.
HCP. Oh, yeah. Those guys, they're doing and now they're doing right. So that blank is there for you to fill.
Right.
Okay. And then what this is personally, literally what I would do day one, if I became a partner in your business, I would,
Mhm.
um, I would immediately, uh, you're leading with some of the benefits that we offer: great prices, quality service, virtual experience.
Mhm.
That's good. That's now a
Mhm.
cost of entry.
Right.
That's what you got to do to get in business, but you're not
Right.
leading with a rally cry. You're not leading
Got
with
it.
like, yo, literally was a fucking security guard, and now I got my own business. This is what I'm doing, and I'm,
Right.
all about empowering communities of
That
color.
personal.
Yeah,
Got it.
leading with that, because people don't fuck with my content because I know a little bit about business. They really fuck with me because, wow, yeah, he's a first
Story.
generation born immigrant. Like, he went through this. Like, wow, like the way I also communicate my message, which has been honed over time. This is who I am. But
Right.
notice also, when people get into speaking about business, they'll tone down who they are because they believe that, in business you have to speak like this. But
Yeah. Yeah.
by me preserving my how I am and just, delivering raw like that, it shakes you up. When I do a
Right.
keynote, I don't use a slideshow ever. I just go
Right.
raw. I never plan what I say ever. I just go raw, right? But that happens to be
Mhm.
my style. I'm not saying you have to
Right.
adopt my style. I'm just saying
Mhm.
that what works there, the common denominator, the underlying denominator that works, is
Mhm.
authenticity, and
Right.
keeping it a buck with people about why you're doing this, right? Because you could be doing anything, but you're choosing to do this
Right.
for a number of reasons. One,
Mhm.
it's money. It's a
Mhm.
service-based business, so you're getting cash, an infusion of
Right.
cash that really helps you, and you can be upfront
Mhm.
with that. Hey guys, you know why I do this? Because this shit makes me money right away. But also,
Right.
and people, bruh, by you saying that, you'll see, like, it just like it immediately takes you from someone that's like being covert about trying to sell something to someone and being like, I love the fact
This
that
is it.
this is it.
Right.
And also, we like, our people do not know enough about taxes, about,
This.
we have no
Mhm.
financial literacy. So we're building financial literacy
Mhm.
in the hood, let's say.
And that's working, like you said, and that's definitely something that's working. People are getting it.
For sure. And that's
That's
something,
kind of
by the
where.
way, it's something
Mhm.
that you're doing. You're doing it
Mhm.
in the work, and you're also doing it in your content. You're
Right.
already doing what I'm telling you to do. But
Right.
but you're not intentionally packaging the brand that way.
Right.
It's got it in the name,
Mm-hmm.
it's got it in the whatever, but remember what we talked about, if you don't make it really fucking clear for someone,
Mm-hmm.
then you're leaving it too open to interpretation.
Right.
And then, we're not trying to be artists here, right? We're business, art, fine, you
Right.
drop a piece, you say nothing, and then people interpret it.
However they
Business,
do.
super clear. Hey, this is what we're doing. And then you'll see how people say, oh yeah, Jawan, oh yeah. He's the one with the equity taxes, right? He's doing the right?
Right.
Now,
Okay.
in addition to that, right? What I would do immediately, you see this here, $70, that little ring light.
Oh yeah, I have one right here.
Oh, bet.
That ring
Perfect.
light.
And I got, a little mic set up. And what I would do,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is absolutely imperative to content
Mm-hmm.
strategy, right? This is modern content strategy at its finest. Same thing that Donnell has, same thing that I do,
Mm-hmm.
is you need a pillar series.
Got it.
Pillar series. We're going to break that down. A pillar series is effectively an episodic series. Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a reason basic cable has not deviated from this format.
Right.
There's a reason Tuesdays at 9, Tuesdays at 9, Tuesdays at 9.
Yeah.
There's a reason it works, because you are offering
programming.
For sure. You're offering your followers. You have a small follower base right now, but the fan base that you have, you're by you creating a pillar series, you're offering the opportunity to nurture them with your point of view, your message, and honestly, to offer value, right?
Right.
Just like you tune into Donnell's show, I see you post him a lot. If he didn't have shit that he was posting, you wouldn't have anything to tune into.
Right.
And so now, but let me relieve some of the pressure here, because what you don't have to do is necessarily lead as a guru if you don't feel you are one.
Right.
Right. So the reason a lot of people don't create like a content series or something like that is because they say, well, I don't know enough about X really to, to do it. And when you get into a slippery spot is when I see a bunch of people that want to front like they know enough because they want to get into content.
Exactly.
Then they're out there spewing a bunch of shit that they don't know or that they just learned and they're regurgitating. You don't want to get there. You don't need to go there where you can back into your present situation. So way back when, I didn't know as much as I know now. So I didn't have a show where I talked, to people about shit like this. Now I know a lot more, so I can build around my present situation. Well, what situation are you in? Hungry. You want it. You're doing it. You're a practitioner and you're plugged into this certain network of influence, whatever. Being you, would create like a series. You can call it, we have this for equity apparel, but we call it building equity as an example, right? Or
like episode.
Equity 101, let's say episode 1, 2, and you get into certain areas. And what I want you to do is crowdsource experiences to be able to then reshare. For instance, you can share specific situations of your customers in a non-sensitive way. Say, hey, look, we have a customer that's going through this, and this was the way that we kind of rejigged it to get in the maximum outcome. Or let's get even more interesting, right? That's low-hanging fruit. Yeah, you'll talk about fucking taxes if you're doing tax. Can you talk about the reason why people want to do taxes, not taxes? Can we go one mental step below?
The why.
Of course, what people are trying to do is get their money right.
Right. They want their money back. They're trying to get their money right.
They're trying to get,
and like you said, the financial literacy.
Yo, what's up? It's Jawan Maris, founder of Equity Taxes. Welcome to Get Your Money Right. In this show, what we talk about is getting your money right, dog. That's right. Getting your cash flow, investing in businesses. You're talking about taxes a little bit, but 95% of what you're talking about has nothing to do with taxes. It's got everything to do with the reason why people go to get their taxes done, to get their money right. So now what you're doing is you're creating a little safe space for yourself. You're creating a lane. Oh yeah, Jawan. Oh yeah, he's the one that does get your money right, right? Yeah. He's right. Now what you're doing is anytime someone associates you with a thing, with a brand, with a feeling, with a category, it's a brand it's a penny in the brand jar. That's how I view brand equity. The more people associate you with a particular thing, the more brand you got in the brand jar. If you Google Harlem entrepreneur right now. Right now.
Mm-hmm.
Been a long time since I like proactively associated myself with that, let's say. But Google Harlem entrepreneur, my face literally comes up. I dominate the entire first page of the listing. Right now, Google it. I get every
Harlem
article.
entrepreneur. Yeah. Oh, it's the first thing that pops up. He sold. Yep, that's you. 2016. Oh wow.
Everything. Okay.
Yeah.
That's domination. Okay. So what I need you to do, and the way that you grow a brand, is you dominate a category, but not a big
Mm-hmm.
category, because big categories are expensive to dominate and you have jumping
Mm-hmm.
back taxes. And so when you hit the general market, you got big boys spending a lot of money to crowd people out because it's the
Right.
general market. However,
Right.
you're not going to beat them on their turf.
Right.
But this isn't, American fighting is very boom, 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 but this is more
Mm-hmm.
like Tai Chi. This is, they
Mm-hmm.
push this way, you just redirect your
Use.
weight.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They come this way, they come up, you come down, right? So,
Right.
so you want to be in an area that's a subset of a subset for them that they're not even paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's in fact, it's ROI negative for them to pursue where you want to get your foothold in.
Right.
Okay.
Kind of like, kind of reminds me of the bigger companies. Like right now, like they can't move as quickly as a smaller business because of, how invested they are into their
Into the
regular
core
routine.
business, for sure. For sure. It's a big ship. It's the Titanic. They're trying to move,
Mm-hmm.
and you're nimble,
Exactly.
right? So there's advantages that come with being really big because they got more resources. However, what I want you to do is build a little white space. This
Got it.
is your lane. I want you to own getting your money right. And your audience is going to be people that end up being your customers or not.
Mm-hmm.
This is the beautiful part. This is when we start getting into more sophisticated way of thinking about brand building and what I want for your
Mm-hmm.
business, equity taxes, because when people get caught up on the immediate ROI of producing content, they miss out on the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity, because here's what's going to happen. Okay. Just being upfront about this. You will cannibalize your own earning potential in the short term, right?
Mm-hmm.
To build a brand that will allow you to grow in the long term.
Right.
Here's what I mean. You're going to be investing into a mic. You're going to be taking cash,
Mm-hmm.
your hard-earned cash that you could be stashing away or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
reinvesting it
Right.
to start building the foundation of what is going to be this brand. You're building this
Mm-hmm.
brand. You're creating a persona. Your equity
Mm-hmm.
taxes is starting to occupy a place in someone's mind. Oh, okay, yeah. And you start being that guy, just like how I dominate Harlem Entrepreneur. I now, by
Yeah.
the way,
Mm-hmm.
dominate other categories because I've grown and matured.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's where I started. So I want you to dominate this category so that, a lot of times when purchases decisions are being made, they're being made without you in the room.
Right.
You're not in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I get called to do a keynote, I'm not in the room.
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting around the corporate boards and they're saying, "Man, who would be good for this? We want someone who's like
Right.
diverse.
Your name is popping
Oh,
up.
you know who would be good for this? Yeah, Jawan. Oh yeah, I heard he's doing. Yeah, you got to check this out. Look at this.
Boom.
Wow, this is all. Call him up.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm
Is that
saying?
kind of how everything worked for you?
For sure.
Got it.
You're giving yourself the opportunity to come up in more conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And
Through
that
the content.
conversation can range from, hey, who do you use for your taxes? Yo, I know this guy. Yo, this guy is dope. If he can't help you, he'll know someone who can.
Right.
So it'll start there, but it ends up with, hey, Rocket Mortgage is doing a panel, and they're looking to activate the area of New Jersey. We're looking for people that, diverse voices. Look, we don't have a whole lot of budget, but we got $1,000 we can afford to pay you if you're down to be part of this panel. Okay, cool. I'll do it. Boom.
Right.
You record it. You take photos. You put that out there. Now you're seen as someone who does this. Someone else hits you up. Propellify. I don't know if you've seen Propellify. It's a big festival that I speak at in New Jersey every year. They don't speak. They don't pay. But what they have is a massive audience. Yo, listen, we saw you do that thing with Rocket Mortgage. Shit was fire. Listen, we got 2,000 people attend. We're not paying, but do you want to do the section around financial literacy? Maybe it won't be a keynote to start, but look, we got a spot on a panel. You want to jump in? Yeah, no doubt. Record it, put it out. Eventually, hey, look, we don't have a whole lot of budget. We got, $1,000. You want? Yeah, sure. And you go seeding it. Now I'm at the point where I'm represented by an agent, and I'm doing multiple talks a month, even now during COVID, and I'm getting paid my keynote rate. Okay, we're pushing 10 plus now per talk, 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour. That only came as a result of having this brand that precedes me. Okay, I'm in several rooms without me being there. Because I seeded it over and over in the market. And as you see it starts growing. Okay. So then you can, by the way, once you get there, you can take that wherever you want. You can, once you build this authority, this brand, member, that's a lot of pennies in the brand jar. Once you get there, then it's like, okay, listen, I'm the authority on this. I'm looking for franchisees. Who's with it? Hey, listen, Revolt TV is looking to do a show because that's it. Puff is going all the way ham on financial literacy. They're looking for a host for this. They don't got crazy budget. They're paying $2,500 an episode. It's an 8-episode season 1. But what you don't make in cash, you're gonna make in impressions because now you're on Revolt TV. Let's say right. Boom. Oh yeah, you're that guy. I seen you on Revolt. Yo, can we get a flick? Yo, listen, man, I would love to connect to okay, no problem.
Is that kind of how everything worked for you with like Vice?
100. Vice came from me doing this. Yo, what's up, guys? John Henry, listen. And just locking in there. And then that turned into I got paid to host a podcast for eBay. Okay. They pay me $10,000 per episode for a 6-episode season. I did 2 seasons with them. See what I'm saying? Just from the podcast, which I would have done for free because they're advertising that to their audience. Now I have income coming in from that. And by the way, me being on that podcast makes me hot. So that increases my keynote rate, which increases the amount of content that I'm putting out there, which increases the core business that is coming in. Instead of me netting all that cash, me being you, I would take that and apply it towards a new hire, right? So now you're netting less, but you have more infrastructure because you have more capacity to take more volume, right?
Exactly.
And it turns into instead of what is now a vicious cycle for you where you are obscure, you're in obscurity. So therefore, except for the people that know you. So therefore, when you're in obscurity, you got to pay to get in front of people. You got to pay influencers to post your shit. You got to pay for customer. And then you're clawing back from a net negative position where everything's uphill. It's like, oh man, it just becomes really fucking difficult. However, you can get to the point where it turns into a virtuous cycle where you're known. So people want to jump on your shit anyway. They want to showcase your stuff. Your customer acquisition cost comes down lower because your organic is high and people are just sharing your content. And you might get that one piece of content that gets you a spike, new wave of people. And not every piece will be a spike, but there'll be a hot take that you have on something where you have a contrarian point of view. And someone be like, yo, you got like I posted this shit. Like, yo, going from 30K to 70K is more important than being a millionaire. Contrarian headline, shit blew up.
You think that works? Contradictions?
Not for contradiction's sake. I don't want you to be Candace Owens and just like, just being a contrarian for being a contrarian's sake. However, I do think that all of us hold at least a belief or a set of beliefs that are contrary to popular opinion.
Absolutely.
And that when you can learn to lean into those white spaces, that's when things become interesting because you're starting to be known for a set of values, something, So anyway, this is me forecasting out into the future for you, but I
Mhm.
definitely see this for you. There's
Mhm.
no reason that this is reserved for, you know, Donnell or myself or, you know,
Mhm.
for as well as we've done, we're just regular dudes. You
Right.
know, I didn't even graduate college,
Mhm.
nothing. I'm not particularly high IQ, but I've gone
Just
out
do
there
the
and I've
work.
done a whole lot, and I so I do, and then I share in real time.
Mhm. And
So
I
in
think that's probably the most important part, the share aspect. I know
Sure.
that's probably one of the biggest things, not wanting to share because we feel like we're giving away all of our secrets per se,
Mhm.
and
Give
that's what
Yep.
you should do.
Give them the fuck away. Give 'em I'm
Mhm.
glad you said it. Give them away because because there's nothing that says, "Hey, I'm secure in my value," like giving your shit. You know what? Take it, bro. Run with it. All right, yo, do you? All right, yeah. Good luck, yo. Let me know how that shit turns out.
Right.
The goodwill that comes from that is ridiculous.
Nothing in return.
No, yo, good looks, bro. Yo, handle that. Just like if you're a dude and you got a bad girl, you know, you're insecure if you're constantly, yo, who's checking my girl out?
Check it. Right.
Versus like, you know, someone said, yeah, she's bad, ain't she? Yeah, and you just roll with it because you just that takes
Post.
supreme confidence.
Hmm?
Hard to do, but um, but nothing says, yo, I'm secure in my value, like just passing the rock. Yo, if I could be helpful to you, great. But if not, if you want to be in a position where you help yourself, yo, hold that. Yo,
Right.
here's how I did it. Here's how I would do it. And then it's true. There will be a small percentage of customers that maybe would have bought, but then because of the
Mhm.
value, they try and do it. They go
Mhm.
and they do it themselves. Fine. You're here for the long term.
Okay.
What you're
Exactly.
what you're building is goodwill that will
Mhm.
extend far into the future, and you reap what you sow. So if you're sowing these
Mhm.
seeds of goodwill, eventually you get to the place where you're just that dude that everyone comes to you when it comes to do with anything related to taxes or financial literacy or whatever.
Right.
And you start
Right.
getting mad opportunities, things that are even difficult to conceive right now. For instance, yo, listen, we want to buy a property in Jersey.
Mhm.
And, you know, it's a mixed use property. And we're actually looking at, you know, making the ground floor, the retail spot. We'd love to have a tax shop or something like that. You want to come in as a partner. Boom. You decide to
Boom.
do it.
Right.
Now you're in that deal. And, you know, your buying was not that much because you're known and they kind of just want you to spread the word and whatever. You still got to come up with some bread, but you'll have it because the business will be doing well at that point. And um, then that just builds your narrative. Listen, I own the same building where my tax practice is in. You know,
Right.
now we're building wealth, baby. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So that it all
Right.
starts
It changes the
working.
game.
It all starts working together, man. So I'm excited for you. I think you have wonderful opportunity in front of you. And also, I think COVID makes you even more relevant and important right now. There is a macro conversation that's happening with or without you
Mhm.
that you can tap into
Mhm.
and contribute to the conversation. And that's all we're
Got it.
looking to do here. Contribute. You can share your own thoughts. You can have people jump on your show and share their thoughts, which gives you a
Mhm.
double arbitrage because now their audience is like, yo, who's this? They follow. And
Right.
anytime you get someone in that funnel, you're nurturing them.
Mhm.
And
Now, I
eventually
had
they
a
convert.
question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think I should start off with like a podcast, or do you think I should start off more so just like kind of similar to what we're doing now, like just a video, just speaking about, like you said, get my money right, get your money right, like just creating a show right out of
Uh-huh.
my house, or
I think
what
what
do you?
you do, I think personally, you start with the thing that's easiest to get off the ground,
Got it.
which is like some of my best videos is just me direct to cam, just like this. I don't record live in some cases. I'll just record to
Hmm.
myself and then I'll just upload and I'll upload it to
Got it.
IGTV. Some of my best videos
Oh,
have been like that.
organic.
Um, Organic, and then you grow, and then you know, you get the mics, and, you know, I have several mics at this point, and, you know, I have a whole sound treated room and whatever, but, you know, I do this. So
Right.
I got
You got to invest in yourself.
yeah, I got there, but starting simple, re re
Hmm.
re remove any possible friction from you getting started.
Got
But
it.
the point is, there's people right now that would benefit from starting to hear about what you know right now.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Are
that's it in a
curious to know
nutshell. Are
what
curious
I
to know.
know.
And And, you know, that's how you start building the brand, bro. This is how the brand grows into a thing of its own. You'll be able to circulate more cash from more customers, which means more staff, which means more impact,
Right.
which means
Which is what
more
I'm.
reach.
Which is. And I'm glad that you're saying this because this is kind of like exactly what I needed help with from the branding perspective, the scaling,
Sure.
the marketing,
Yep.
that is what I was lacking because I can do the work. You
Yep.
know, without the marketing and things like that, I was able to do it that way. So with that behind me, and putting that intentionality behind it would really help.
Exactly. And I'm happy to give the game away at any time, man. So you have my contact. Obviously, I think we have another one of these. Save it. Save it.
Oh
Do
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah, do it in a month or 2 months or whatever.
Mhm,
But there's a lot of what I said here has a lot of depth to it that is
mhm,
explored experientially. So start, you're getting it off the ground, and you start getting it going. And
mhm,
as you become a practitioner, you'll start to there'll be nuances that you'll have questions on. Yo, what'd you do here? Yo, what'd you do there? And I'm
mhm,
always happy to help you kind of go through any of those. But
mhm.
that's what I'm at, man. That's where I'm at with you. That's what I would do literally day one if I were in your business.
Okay,
Everything that we talked about. That's how I would approach growing a modern day tax practice, by
absolutely.
becoming a growing your digital presence and increasing the amount of
Mhm,
rooms that you're in without you having to be in there. So
absolutely.
take
Okay,
command, run with it. Wish you Godspeed. You can hit me anytime. I don't want it to be transactional. Just hit me.
absolutely.
And I'm happy to be a resource. But I hope this was helpful. Is certainly sound advice that will this will be the blueprint for you to be able to start pushing the brand and really
Mhm,
stretching it beyond where it is now. So good luck, my
absolutely.
friend. What's up?
Thank you. I appreciate it. I also wanted to know how soon would you be able to get this recording back to me?
ASAP. I mean, the moment
Okay,
I
perfect.
finish here, it gets uploaded and I can send it back your way.
Perfect. Thank you,
Cool.
my man. I appreciate it.
My guy, be well, man. Have a nice week.
Likewise. Take care.